Wow, beautiful music coming for you right there. And of course, that's the rhythm that I talked to you about. And this one, of course, comes in from a number of artists, but I think I liked the aspect of having Chronic Law, Regine King, and then you have Chilando G's, and of course you also have G Weez. Hey, I thought we only knew one artist called Weez. That's the one based in Bukedea here called Weezy Charlie. But I see there's actually a Jamaican artist here that's called G Weez and Kashna. And they bring us that beautiful, very wonderful reggae life rhythm. Going along with lots of great music today. I'll also be bringing you lots of stuff coming along in our show, so you just need to keep it locked right there. We are going to be having lots of stuff. We shall be having fashion trends coming up your way, culture and lifestyle coming up your way, latest events coming up your way, and then we shall also be talking about the latest trends of rhythm music. And on top of that, we shall have a short interview with one of the great great video directors, and also a singer, songwriter, actually from Tesoland but based in Kampala, and shooting lots of these great videos for lots of artists, including Teso artists. He will be coming and joining us later during the course of the show. I won't tell you his name, but you'll get to know his name later when he joins us in the show.
The thing up right now. The sun say you're gone, and me I tell you say you know one miss you, God. The thing up right now. The sun say you're gone. Yeah, the thing up now. Me get y'all till me tired of fuck now. Me make money like say me live a uptown. Yeah, me buy a Matica, you shoulda bust in first round. I great need me have enough pound. Bush feed, but we used to have a puff round done with. The table them turn round, and you gone when we have fun now, bro. God I know more miss you, dog. Yeah. The thing up right now. Me say you gone, and me I tell you say you know what miss you, dad. Yeah. The thing up right now. Me say you gone. Yo, miss my friend like Mike Kemy. Them a pay me hard. Let's work the palm of 15 till we see them fall. Not that check me, not that cash come, we not drop my card. Kai, I want the remedy for that yard. Them only come around when things are bad. And only thing them contribute corruption. And I have no time for weird man. Tell them go with them corruption. Like I mean I have my prefer do it hard. Head up the belly or we dead or hard. Now go and stay tuned for see the next episode. See them up proud but me not trying for cloud. Far we come from, look how we done now. We stick with the guns and we never pass the hard. See we are stunt and them not like that dog. Bad mind for them make them to take it off. Yo, kai, bad mind they are now. Them a pay me hard. Let's work the palm of 15 till we see them fall. Not that check me, not that cash come, we not drop my card. Kai, I want the remedy for that yard. Them only come around when things are bad. And only thing them contribute corruption. We not have no time for weird man. Tell them go with them corruption. Girl, don't wise up now. Ease yourself. Girl, don't wise up now. Find
when it reach to me, fi give me the pussy, you a tell me you want get wife up now. I be no, girl don't rise up now. Girl don't rise up now. Stop playing around with the pussy right now. See home and cocky, you have big wine slow. Girl, me no care if you vex. No. Wait to still you walk with your Durex. Why you never set tree I'm a friend of my ex? Why you want to wise up when you know I mean X? Why you try no phone, no slow? I pay me for the pussy, me no know. Switch back the direction, the breeze blow. When you run pussy fast, you feel me no. Never know. Girl, don't wise up now. Easy yourself. Girl, don't wise up now. Why when it reach to me, fi give me the pussy, you a tell me you want get wife up now. I be no, girl, don't wise up now.
Okay, let's go for a short commercial break, and then when we get back, we shall be having the fashion trends coming up for you. Today, let's discuss a little bit about Jamaican fashion and Jamaican fashion designers. And of course, until then, don't you touch a dial. This is my name is Michael Kemy, and this is Mama Bukedea Radio, the voice of the East.
There's no support for victims of domestic violence.
That is false. There is support. Organizations such as Mifumi are there to help. Mifumi provides advice, support and protection to women and children experiencing domestic violence. People choose to use violence, but you can choose not to use violence. People can reject violence. People can say no to violence. We can end domestic violence. You can do something to end domestic violence. Hands are not for beating.
Doctor, come quickly. We have another young one. She's losing a lot of blood.
But Nurse Grace, what is really going on these days? Every day another young one. Even today, a young one. Why aren't parents protecting their girls? How old is this one?
She's only 14. So many young girls are getting pregnant now that schools are closed. What can we do, doctor?
Fellow parents and citizens, our girls should be in school and not in the labor ward. Say no to child marriage and teenage pregnancy. Send your children, both boys and girls, back to school when they reopen. The longer girls stay in school, the brighter their future. Let's stand together for girls' education.
This message is brought to you by Uganda National Teachers Union, UNATU, supported by Global Affairs Canada, Canadian Teachers Federation, and the district local government through the
RNG! Number one to Danis. Yes, I am Orange Napona. Ejokono, Ijekinjarani Orange. Chut, Ejaibar Tegalikina. Arairi Jamirina Orange Loitete.
Ebo
Nasodit, ipupunjo aikune jijimkoto maitukukon.
Ejokuna
Opupunijo ajijimanga jepeko ebala winyi.
Osodi
Owolierijo akopuna sana jokanaka orange.
Nesa jok
Orange ilaleba orange. Aisa ilaleba isa. Ailel ilaleba ailel. Ejijim ekui eraimerina orange. Orange Loitetet Ekotojata Makin.
Program Islam in Teso today on 102.1 Mama Bukedea Radio every Friday from 11 to 12 p.m.
A'udhu billahi minash shaitanir rajim. Bismillahir rahmanir rahim. Alif lam mim. Dhalikal kitabu la rayba fihi hudan lil muttaqin. الذين يؤمنون بالغيب ويقيمون الصلاة ومما رزقناهم ينفقون. صدق الله العظيم.
Program Islam in Teso today is brought to you by Al Hamud Farmers, located on Plot 2 Outeke Road. Al Hamud Farmers, determined to save lives.
Warrior music, we say fire. Warrior music, big up yourself.
Yeah, greetings massive. Everything I-Man is lying to the Mora representing for Warrior Music.
Man, Devano, man, black people soprano. That's the Warrior Music. Pushing on, you know.
Listen, Lucian Johnson to the Cup Borderman speaking, and you're listening to the Warrior Music, sounds of the Warrior Music.
Just think about it. Oh, life in Kingston Town. Life in Kingston Town. She calls out to the man on the street. Sir, can you help me? It's cold and I've no place to sleep. Is there somewhere you can tell me? He walks on and doesn't look back. He pretends he can't hear her. Starts to whistle as he left Augustine. Seems embarrassed to be there. Oh, think twice. Just another day for you and me in Kingston Town. Oh, think twice. Just another day for you. Me wake up from a dream, couldn't go back to sleep. Me sit up and I pray a situation now comes. And me always better to them, but me not see them in my tribulation. Oh, it's so funny that the people them will tell yourself to trust them. You never ever get them when you call them. I trust you and the problem in this jungle. Every man feed themselves so prepared for fight. Jungle. They give thanks to the ones who are true to life. Jungle. The victory is there on the battlefield. Real warriors keep it real. Me get a flat down the road, through me car overload. Me not have the spare on my phone battery empty. Maybe through me ear raga, me shirt never press. People drive past now help me. And the ones who pretend to care, them just all about the money, yeah. Here comes the cops want ticket me. Ain't nothing but this, no funny. In this jungle, every man feed themselves so prepared for fight. Jungle, they give thanks to the ones who I can, you can, we can, all can reach where we wanna go if we only just work together. I can, you can, we can, all can reach where we wanna go if we all just work together. No man is an island, no man stands alone. All for one for all. We not see that none at all. Rasta got soul. Reggae music rocking my bum. Warrior music, reggae music. Jamaican choose it. European, American, and the Caribbean. Whoa yo. Rasta got soul. Reggae music rocking my bone. My bone, it's never getting old. Reggae music more and more and more. No, you can't influence me if you go do another thing for me. When a reggae music me a sing. Some don't know the history and don't know the thing. Big mouth them no stop blabbering. Enough now show respect to the elder them. We have to crown them, heights them as a great legend. You can't come tell me say you are the man when reggae music you no understand. Boy, enough of them don't know about the music. Them just a hustle and a try to abuse it. Boy, them just wanna see them want to read. And I sell we all cheap. Respect to the youths them we bust from the ghetto across the road. Them mad reggae music a echo. For them a bandwagon is put up your foot in I'm well. Rastafari leads the way. So don't come tell me, say Jah no live, no ramp with me thing. Rastafari leads the way. So me know why hear about the ranking dirty life back where we did. Rastafari leads the way. So don't come tell me, say Jah no live, no ramp with me thing. Rastafari leads the way.
I know I hear about words I say. Brother, you're right. I've heard it all before. Sister, you're right. I've seen it all before. Brother, you're right. I've heard it all before. Yeah. You're right. Yeah. World is changing. People yearning. Blood and violence in the streets. The wicked them cry out in a broad daylight with them gun in a them and take another youth life. Mama. Yeah. The wicked them cry out in a broad daylight with them gun in a them and take another youth life. Mama ball out, say no this not right. She never experienced such a brutal sight. Them go all out, machine tall out. Is another innocent them shoot, yeah. In this world, can you tell me what is happening? Somebody gotta do something. Oh Lord, and a little preach man preach and beg them keep the peace. Oh Lord, it seems like life have no values, mark full of disease. Oh Lord, criminals on a rampage. Me wondering if we're in the end of days. Oh Lord, are these the things that Papa used to talk about? Murderers, how do you feel taking someone's life and them begging for mercy? And you never think twice, don't you have a conscience? Yeah, look into yourself around. Too much guns in town. Them running Kingston like a cowboy town. Too much guns in town. I mean no say gonna make a jam down. So why you kill your brothers? It don't make no sense. That no make no sense. It doesn't make no sense. Say you a bad man because you lack self-confidence. And throw you wicked, nobody can escape from your incident. Too much case and Smith and Western. Kill your brother now a roadside him left hand. As you in argument you quick go press back. Now stop back. We might kill each other. Let's not talk about it. And do things out of anger. Many might say unity is strength, separation makes us stronger. We disagree in everything. We weren't meant to be. Simplicity brings an argument. It's time to set us free. Express and stay away. We're better off this way. Express and stay away. It's gonna hurt us if you stay. He's ready to be praised. We'll be forever loving Jah. Forever loving Jah. Forever loving Jah. We'll be forever loving Jah. Forever loving Jah. Forever loving Jah. Jah love is everlasting. Jah love no need no offering. Jah love is what we need in order to proceed. You better believe we'll be forever loving Jah. Forever loving Jah. Forever loving.
Okay, playing for you right now is the actual description of what I alerted you of earlier, which is the reggae form of rhythm music. If you listen to what's playing for you in the form of instrumentation, this is typically a merge of one of the popular songs that used to play back then. And I remember my pop buying a tape and of course bringing it home, and I used to bang in our living room almost every morning. And I remember the instrumentation very well. That was actually blended into the reggae instrumentation, and that was the melody. So they pick out of that and then they create a reggae instrumental out of it, which is actually a European style of modernizing reggae music. So it's still what we call lovers rock, but has a lot more touch on the reggae genre of music, or style, or maybe direction of music. So I told you earlier we are going to be talking about the fashion trends, and looks like that's what we are getting onto right now. Let's just take a little peek at the fashion trends.
Fashion trends on the Ridddim Up. Ridddim Up.
All right, on our fashion trends today, let's just look at the dress codes. A few fashion designers from Jamaica, what their names are, and what kind of designs are they actually creating that are mesmerizing you from wherever you are. Yeah, including the Jamaican people, and including everyone across everywhere that they sell their designs. Let's just look at one person here called Samantha Black. Samantha Black, she's more popularly known by the names Monica Sami B. She's one of the first generation Jamaican fashion designers living in the United States. And of course, fans of the fashion design competition, there's a project Runway. It's actually a competition on television. So who could recognize her from season 11? Oh, her new return. They could recognize her new return in Project Runway, All Stars Season 4. Okay? So in recent times, her Jamaica, T was worn by Molly from HBO's Insecure. You've watched HBO. And of course, her pieces are loved by, Queen Bee herself, Halle Berry, being one of the most popular film actors in Hollywood. And then you have Gabrielle Union, Issa Rae, Fantasia, and countless others actually love her designs. So she's actually an international designer right here. So at some point she was actually caught up for a short interview by the Loop Lifestyle. That is in LA based, that's Los Angeles, New Yorker, while in the middle of course, a production for her latest collection. And she was asked a few questions by, of course, the journalist right there. So they wanted to know what's her connection to the rock. So she says both her parents and are Jamaican. Jamaican, that's what she says. Born in the USA. She's a Jamaican, but she was born in the USA. So what's the favorite thing she likes to do? She likes to, chill at the beach, and of course she loves eating, eating. And then how often do you visit the rock? She says I try to go every year, and if I can, a number of times. And of course she also says I have been to many places and many islands, and not one compares to Jamaica. The culture, the food, most importantly the people, Jamaicans just have a thing about them. And she also says her parents, whether they have ever, she has ever purchased anything for her parents. She says, of course, she's always made a lot of designer clothing for them. And of course, her thoughts about Jamaica, it's all time favorite. That's most all-time favorite place. And the culture, it's what I know, it's what I am raised on. So about fashion, it's what allows her to be carefree when playing with color and risk details. Okay, music, she says she likes dancehall. That's the most popular music that's produced by Jamaicans. Of course, she says that's her favorite genre of music. Of course, we know Jamaica for releasing a lot of dancehall music, coming from Beanie Man and coming from a lot of Jamaican artists right there. So we have somebody, the other question was about finding out about her lifestyle in Jamaica and how it has been tempered. It has tempered her sensibilities. So she says, I haven't lived full time in Jamaica. I've received it second hand, as even in the US I would walk into a Jamaican house growing up. That's she says those are my do's and don'ts. So what's acceptable for me never really looked like everyone around me. Okay, that was one of the greatest designers over there. And of course, she's called Samantha Black, based in the United States, born there, but then she's a typical Jamaican living in the US. And some of her favorite designs are liked by Halle Berry, Queen Bee, and Gabriella Union, Issa Rae, Fantasia, and other countless others. Okay, she's a great designer right there. So we want to look at a few Caribbeans equally who could make you, showstopper for a dress. Yeah, I guess you get what I mean there. If you're walking across a shop and there's a mirror and there's a dress behind that mirror, you definitely stop and want to look at the dress, what we call showstopper. So, would say, just a smack dab in the middle of East and in a parallelogram era. You say women in the tropics have grown accustomed to crack all dawn breakfast parties, and of course the typical Easter weekend festivities. So we just want to look at a few designers here that might get you look at a dress and become a showstopper. So color Gittins, we are talking about this is in Barbados, somebody called Carla Gittins, and she says our first interaction with within the first interaction with of course Bajan fashion designer Carla Gittins happened through the television series. And since then, the Bikalori designer has blossomed into one of the most sought-after designers of the region, and of course boasts dancehall artists and Shensia and singer Ariel Lopez among her clientele, coming for some of those fashion clothing that she designs. And then we have someone else called Simon Tasha Gordon. This one says is an Afro-centric fashion designer. Simon Tasha Gordon, of course, oftentimes makes her own fabric. When she's not busy doling out her varying creation at fashion shows or culture festivals, okay, she's at home making more of the things we love about TNT fashion. Okay, you remember the TNT fashion? I guess I don't know if you used to really follow up on the TNT fashion. And these include, of course, wraps, blouses, dresses, skirts, cushions, photo frames, and earrings, among other items made of her signature hand dyed fabrication. Okay, so we have somebody else called Jean Ford, and this one is in Trinidad and Tobago, not tobacco but Tobago. Okay, G O last. So Trinidad designer Jean Ford understands botanical prints, shapes, and the female body, and of course dropping in the name of her game and the beautiful J Angelique pieces she conjures. She conjures as effortless as they are sophisticated. Okay, so we have somebody else on the lineup here called Lisa Nearlis Macintosh Aris. Okay, that's more like she's from Jamaica, but the name Aris and Macintosh and Nearlis would make you think that probably she's a French woman, but no, she's a Jamaican. She makes local celebrity hairstylist Lisa. She's called Macintosh Aris. She brought her house of Nearlis farm full circle when she added a fashion design arm. So Nearlis creates hot print dresses with a woman's form in mind, making her a favorite in the plus-sized community. And of course, celeb clients include Vivica A. Fox and Tyra Banks and Cherie Lee Rolfe, among others. So you have another one called Christine Fraser. She's a British in the Virgin Islands. And this one simply says if you're in Queen Bey's radar, then you're ultimately one to watch. That's what she says. So from the kids wear to adult swim, that's what she designs. And resort wear, BVI native Christine Fraser creates beautiful patterns and effortless pieces for all through her, trifold design line. So we have somebody else here called Heather Jones, and this one comes from Trinidad and Tobago. So leave it to Trinbagonian, a fashion designer. Okay, so Trinidad's are called the Trinbagonians, and of course Heather Jones to give you a carbon copy of the J-Lo dress. So this is the right person to go to if you want a true carbon copy of J-Lo, I mean Jennifer Lopez's dress. And there Heather Jones will be able to design it for you. So we say Jones is verses in hand printed watercolor prints and light airy fabrics that drips the body sensually. Now we have somebody else called Donovan DePass. Remember somebody called Donovan? Back then we had a friend called Donovan and guys used to call him Odonto. Okay, here we go. So Donovan DePass, best in Jamaica, is actually Jamaican best. Say Jamaican designer Donovan. He has actually enjoyed a steady climb in fashion locally and overseas. So the New York best sartorialists creates pieces that are chic and elegant with an understated edge. So he's worked with fashion staples like Donna Karan, Vera Wang, and the Victoria's Secret lingering brand. So we have somebody else called Anya Ayangchi, and he's from Trinidad and Tobago. So Miss Trinidad and Tobago Universe in 2008 titled Holder is all about Caribbean expression. while competing on, of course, season 9 of Project Runway. She showcased her national pride with banging bold prints. Young Chi reels her dynamic prints into flowy kaftans, smocks, and cover up too. Okay, so we have somebody else called Theodore Elliott, and is from Bahamas. The Bahamas, wow, the wish for most Americans actually to get to, and most American kids think a lot about the Bahamas. Another mission catwalk, a loom fashion designer Theodore Elliott is sure to give you a jaw dropper. So Elliott Design, that is Elliott Designs with precision and true craftsmanship from his Blue Lala collections. So you have Real Housewives of Atlanta star Portia Williams and Destiny's Child member Michelle Williams appreciate Elliott's fine beadwork, bright Caribbean colors, and the drama. So we have the last one here, but not least. This one is called Felicia Noel, and she's from Grenada. Like many of the designers on the list, Faye Noel, okay, that we've talked about. Faye Noel, founder Felicia Noel, built her brand from the ground up. And unlike other designers, however, Noel started out in the finance industry, and on a whim began a career in fashion that made her a popular name in the design sphere. Okay, so she's her real name's Faye Noel, but she's the founder of Felicia Noel. Okay, so Faye Noel loyalists include actresses Gabrielle Union and Aisha Hinds, former floaters Michelle Obama, and Beyonce. Okay, so for the fashion designers, we'll just those are some of them from most of them from Jamaican little island, but then we had to look at a few that are actually based in other places like the British Virgin Island, and then we had to look at some from Trinidad and Tobago, and then Barbados, and then the Bahamas. Okay, but this is how you can see the beauty of the people that come from Caribbean island, which is Jamaica, and there are designers who could make you a showstopper on the dress shop. Okay, as you go to a boutique, actually some of these dresses are designed by these people would make you a showstopper, or maybe just turn you into a window shopper, or possibly if you have the cash right there. Nowadays everybody has mobile money, and you have straight fast cash cards. You can just quickly do a purchase before somebody else buys it, because some of these clothes actually come from abroad, and the more you delay to purchase it, someone else just might, and you might miss out. And if you ask for, they might tell you, wait until the next the next time we bring a new stock, and the stock may not come with the kind of dress that you saw this time.
Fashion trends on the Ridddim Up.
Those are fashion trends on the Ridddim Up. For now, we are going for a short commercial break, and then when we get back, we are still going to be having lots of stuff coming up for you. We're going to talk about culture and lifestyle of the local people, and then we shall talk about the latest events, and then we are having one great film director coming in for the host show today. That will be at the end of the show, so stay tuned, stay collected, stay locked on to 102.1 Mama Bukedea Radio. I'm your host Michael Kemy, and I'll be carrying you all the way through that hour to that hour of 1 p.m.
Rosa Beverages Uganda Limited yesoma utos Rosa kumbucha kaumer number 1 emame etaji onotoma ido isoma utete kede etanga usi amajani eskali rosemary keda kipi Rosa kumbucha kaumer number 1 yes eina kinagogo ikiunda digestion system kon eina kinagogo mameja asikilo yos kesa koi ingalur keda cells osodi ikiongesa gogo ngakwana kon eina kines apal mameja asango Rosa kumbucha kaumer number 1 yes iduma kinjo supermarket kedo iduka ikierelu akopo ido wadika unakede UNBS anojen mi pukora makdojo kese simu kona baluta inoti kanyari noti kany ikanyari uniare araibo inoti kanyari kany ikanyapi kanya unkanyare ikanyapi kanya ununi osodi inoti kanyari noti kany ikanyapi wongone noti iare noti kanya won Rosa kumbucha kamera number 1 kogwel ijanga kerokia ma
Mzuri ya nguvu Wango health drink and Mzuri ya nguvu coffee malt drink products of roller quality products made of coffee, purified spring water, honey, Yango ginsengs. Mzuri ya nguvu is an immune booster. Increases the white cells in your body for appetite, higher blood pressure, memory loss, joint pains, blood sugars and cancer. Relieve yourself of ulcers with Mzuri ya nguvu, a healthy and energy-giving drink. Mzuri ya nguvu is an ulcer relief and is registered by UNBS. Get yourself Mzuri ya nguvu in all supermarkets in Mbale and all towns. For more information, 0701 50 27 17 or 0774 34 0094.
Ijo ijairie ba araibe kota ijara inwakio Doctors Clinic Bukedea ngesda bongo kinete kon inwakiso adeka seni moriar tos e malaria e kulam e bar e spilis e typhoid adeka na kiring adeka ne skali apotu e TV hepatitis CB e man ingalur goita e cancer lo ikilio kai chieda is ai atakinen isoma iso escan angorno apotiok iduewe polo kakwes akongini ebuonortos araibi jasio keda toniso kisin aidia metano akojo ka ipernikini so mundalu egirteja utene chut Doctors Clinic yes ejay emoko road isiepos kede Bukedea Township Primary School nojen mi pukodolokdojo keskosimu kona ba ikaluta noti kanyari uni enoti uni ikanya uni noti uni araibunat noti kanyari kany ikanya uni kan ikanya uni yari kanyangon
Doctors Clinic, quality matters.
Yakobo inyo boy ko nyara ibonyo ambise
Ebok mami ko inikin ipiro tinu kazi rad group of research nes Canada utai chako kekikon anoda amu kiara gwaya mama ni jata rijo imukete bade kasina da che kapa na dine sukali ulcers esuku UTI pressure eluera kache da kere itozuma itachumana na belara no ano angi chuna de kani jata rijo to makwana kon ishani kinende bokwezi tunge polo soma ita sabunyi liquid soap choka kere kando yepskes neste bekino district la Muria etole beari soroti itos karadu ketai na kolo ajanga disna PI ojaje nunete na pade na lala ninoi ipirioti luangale unese ponete aitolota mokiano to maboy shani mari to kwap ne bala sabu Bukedea ne yarete kapere biong ne unieta Muria ne ngonet soroti okambi swahili ete ikarabusta no warid ne kanyite kumi ete ikarabusta na orange kedene muka go mukongoro
nome simoto monaba enot kanyari kanyuni yare ikanyari wongon uni enot ikanyari idiopet arebonat enot kanyari kanyare ikanyari wongon uni enot ikanyari idiopet
pejo ikilu kazi rat group of research oduma yala manui
102.1 Mama Bukedea Radio, the voice of the East.
Back you up. Alright.
Where them call down on them, rifle shot a blam them.
Ambassador, you know what thing going on?
One bad man got the boy, pop it off on fire. Bullet in a dem head and in a face that wire. Me say anyway I coulda in a traffic. Match cover with the matical if you can't see traffic. When I ramp with boy, pop it off on fire. You study like me, and we not stand fire. So anyway I coulda in a office, coulda in a church. Say I pray and go deal with the graphic. Bust up a mini can is a blood bath, and I kill off it, bury the pussy, climb up down. Full up a chat and then I the talk heart. Me see girl wicked and none of them not bad a blood clan. Go fit them in front of Popo. Me affiliate with murderers, well loco. I'm out in a fast arena, slow mo. 12 gauge, blow your chest, them send to Zwazo. Hey Falcon, guns out, man now stop clap it. Bullet bust make them jump around, them a sub it. Up shot, can them plus extra clip in a back pocket. Born mother, I'm weird, but when I'm a flash it. But me cut on knock it, back shoulder fracture. Blood a leak out, them so rush him got the doctor quick. Use a yell and dry him out, the killer them have tactics. Fighting for pussy, turning death when them see fat crutches. All clouds of a woman come wishing a try test. G go with the XD, give them bullet for digest. Brain man rock, that's not I ever left them lifeless. Kill boy, call me up for shock, give me night rest. My shot go direct. How I fool them? Me thugs got the ugly thumbs if we cool them. Pussy SLR load up the new gen. Man I do everything when not there with the movement. Now laugh when man go the boy, pop it off on fire. Bullet in a them head and in a face that wire. Me say anyway I coulda in a traffic. Match cover with the matical if you can't see tragic. You know ramp with boy, pop it off on fire. This how we lifestyle and we not stand fire. So anyway I coulda in a office, coulda in a church, say a prayer and go deal with the coffee crew. Wash up your turtle, you can see if I'm not dead. You get dead like your red, the only thing see your worst. You get glad, nah, no mercy, I'm not that merciless. Thinking I hate before I chop out your words. You mind me make forensic, then pick up your body. Wonder what you do and who you disrespect so badly. Think you know me, you're dead wrong, me and a nice smarty murder boy. And we no sorry, run the street, cut left cabby. In front of Popo, me affiliate with murderers, well loco. And me would kill a fast arena, slow-mo. 12 gauge, boy, your chest place full of zozo. Send another shooter, easy making them looter. From them start to war, they so them dash where them looter. Armed and dangerous, mighty me so for them say them a bad man, me find out that is just a rumor. One bad man got the boy, pop it off on fire. Bullet in a them head and in a face that wire. Me say anyway I coulda in a traffic. Match cover with the matical if you can't see tragic. When I ramp with boy, pop it off on fire. This a the life we live, but we not stand fire. So anyway I coulda in a office, coulda in a church, say a prayer and go deal with the coffee boy.
Push more, full touch, I don't know the same girl. Better life. If on the block with the wire, them a hang out. Just me and my dog, them on my clip. Tell some pussy stop, run up them lip. Lock her, usher. Don't feel like touch, you never stop. Not change. Murder.
Online 24/7, 365 days. This is everyone's mama. Live on 102.1 FM.
No girl if it's all my thing, no. Girl we bless me, give hard loving, and me say, but girl no cross is not alone. Remember the thing, Lord. A girl alone will fuck on the ends. No, yes, girl can't come near me. The other day she tell her she need a friend. Girl spread out in the front of the blood clot Benz. And she a ball and I tell me your business. Although me know me no business. Watch out, no man. Now I think just different. I me never yet spread a damn cent. How the style a beat a ball. Make your girl come on me yard. She spread out in the Benz. Me swear she never wear no jazz. Oh God. How the style a beat a ball. Make your girl come on me yard. She spread out in the Benz. Me swear she never wear no jazz. Make your girl get wild. Something go do all the while. New patient that to my file. Spot me out from a mile. And she a walk forget that at me eye. You know my style, man I go far for the smile. No, I'm new to be. Yeah, so we pattern now we show today. Stem with the one thing for we and not just show the bitch. Hey, and it no matter if I yo she wait. My go son no one short her up. She a come through the edge. She stick by me now left. I tell me say this sitting off for me them gyal not easy. Me kill it pussy me fi under arrest. Boyfriend a bother up a session up to see me. All when you gear all you pay. Like a rock thing she not go straight. She got no play. Long mountain me took her and juke her. Do she good tell you me a look her. With a normal. How the style a beat a ball. Make your girl come on me yard. She spread out in the Benz. Me swear she never wear no jazz. Oh God. How the style a beat a ball. Make your girl come on me yard. She spread out in the Benz. Me swear she never wear no jazz. Yeah. We no fuck but up and catch. Squeeze up her body and breast. You know the rest. Girl a come to release them stress. Cool breeze, pantyless under the dress. You know the rest. I'm on a call, why she a cry for me? Shit better, not far from me. Me a big girl for me hitless. As God as my witness. How the style a beat a ball. Make your girl come on me yard. She spread out in the Benz, me swear she never wear no dress. Oh God, how this style a beat her bad. Make your girl come on me yard. She spread out in the Benz, me swear she never wear no dress. Oh yeah, never wear no dress. Never bother to make your girl to get next door.
No, girl, go bless me, the heart of me, say, but girl, no cross is not alone. Remember the thing, you know.
How this style a beat her bad. Make your girl come on me yard. She spread out in the Benz, me swear she never wear no dress. Oh God, how this style a beat her bad. Make your girl come on me yard. She spread out in the Benz, me swear she never wear no dress.
We are giving as Apollon Jamu of Kotio Pot, and we know music as Apollon Obore of Malera. Hey, you can call us beautiful people, 102.1 FM, Mama Bukedea.
From the done make one talk, I'm a draws, every man cross. 6. Send the killer them a picture and a landmark and a bloodbath anywhere you pass.
Suck your woman.
My dog them off the coolest sort. All girl I get it in a war and I get it in a bar. Pull it and no scare, radios and your pupa ends. I remember say me not the far.
It's like them never do them warm up from a small we a do crime when them little and no watch porn up. Gun select like stone up. 6 them never call up. Pussy they number them fake like arcade polo.
Yeah, roll up a spliff and make them watch can take a fall out. Matic a beat now to catch a fire like boathouse. Turn anywhere they walk in a ghost town.
Them man no killer make me tell you what me sure about. They don't bad murder, we no promote rainbow flag. Any man wear makeup will carry on bag. Left them body in a bush for the scarecrow. Jab rock forward, lock load, Mac 11 and more rifle. Now 4-4 clip longer than sword. Look who clown running with that now. Tell your nigga cool so she walk up back road, yo, spin down. Yeah.
From the done make one talk, I'm a cross, every man cross.
6.
Send the killer them a picture and a landmark and a bloodbath anywhere you pass.
Suck your woman.
My dog them off the coolest sort. All girl I get it in a war and I get it in a bar. Pull it and no scare, radios and your pupa ends. I remember say me not the far.
The contact should have blind you. Better me general avoid you. Anywhere you hide, me will find you. Me know you a cartoon from you a beat the Batman line up. Also they make Karina and Kim wanna frighten. Shouldn't follow badness, shoulda try to learn the Bible. Your dogs no loco, them just hide you. Group up, easy, big bright bike on a motorcycle, yo. Force right bad boy, the world knows say you a nerd in a high school. Living all this style, who you a try for? Squeeze them and all I got the chicken like clutch to make your bike move.
Everything I run in your head.
One press them and the chick lock them like yours. Neck a broke like roads. Bullet bust them belly, miss your rice and dry food. One shot in a them face. Them a no bad man in a them place. Did I make it so cool but carry the yard plate. The devil just wait, lift up gate. Fuck state from your see we you see caution like truck brakes. You no play wait bait, they way them a stay. Them a jacket to badness when we do the DNA, yo.
From the done make one talk, I'm a cross, every man cross.
6.
Send the killer them a picture and a landmark and a bloodbath anywhere you pass.
Suck your woman.
My dog them off the coolest sort. All girl I get it in a war and I get it in a bar. Pull it and no scare, radios and your pupa ends. I remember say me not the far.
No, somebody even need to watch them. Even go a long time I wanna kill him. Like them forward I heard and see nobody remember them. Mount a 10 bucks you though. Mount the time you have to lift up from your place. But they know say you still run bad. 6.
Don't watch the look on her face, no.
have a pleasant look. If you don't know the story, don't judge the book. Please don't watch the look on my face. No, even though I smile, it is only for a while. My tears could fill the river Nile, but I sweep my troubles underneath my pride. Yes, I'm gonna smile, though it's only for a while. Till my worries subside, I will sweep my troubles underneath my pride. Tell them I won't leave you for an inch. Anything you want, just call on him. I say, Lord, tell him friend, you are look to him. He will never ever leave you because you think everything cool. Show me look polite, nothing no good, nothing no alright. No, don't watch the look on my face. So when you feel like stop, just don't give up. You have a life, so just go and look up. Jah knows the look on my face. So while I smile, my heart cries. No one knows the pain I feel inside. Please don't watch the look on my face. No, even though I smile, it is only for a while. Tears could fill the river Nile, but I keep my troubles underneath my pride. Yes, I'm gonna smile, though it's only for a while. Till my worries subside, I will sweep my troubles underneath my pride. Tell them I won't leave you for an inch. Anything you want, just call on him. I say, tell them friend, you are look to him. He will never leave you till you take off it. No, oh never, never, oh never, no. Yeah. Don't watch the look on my face. Don't watch the look on my face. Never, no, never, ever. Don't you ever, no. Don't you judge me by the look on my face.
Mzuri ya nguvu wango healthy drink. Ina mzuri ya nguvu pure mango juice. Kiesa matasinuka mzuri ya nguvu wango limited. Ibarme jato ma coffee malt. Kiesi mori artos. Emwani. Akipin welati ne jili litai. Esiki loka yango ginseng. Ibarme jato mzuri ya nguvu wango healthy drink. Kiesa bale. Ingara kinta ikon. Agwamu na ijara kun. Aho kwa tarabu white cells. Aina kinja petat na inyang. Osodi ingara kinta jo. Imatene lu. Ariya jo kade kasmi. Kopena high blood pressure. Namji perek na kiro. Akipin na ijara kun. Ade kane sukali, kede kansa, mzuri ya nguvu, nyesingara kinijo, adie kunjo koto ma ulcers, lido, erima tilo na kinija nguvu. Mzuri ya nguvu wango healthy drink, keda mzuri ya nguvu pure mango juice, kesi wadi kauna keda UNBS, ejo aso dukai, kede supermarkets kere, kanwaji ya mipu, iname singo nabo, enoti kanyare noti dupe, ikanye noti yare, ikanyari dupi kanyare, araibo, enoti kanyari wongon, yuni wongon enoti, enoti kanyango ni wongon.
Mama loves you. Don't forget that. 102.1 FM. Keep it locked.
All right, it's time for us to talk about culture and lifestyle. Today, let's just get straight to it.
Culture and lifestyle on the Ridddim Up Show. Mama Bukedea Radio. 102.1 FM.
Okay, today I'd like to talk about the culture and lifestyle of our neighbors right here. Those are the Bagisu people. You know, you just need to know your neighbor, you know, so that in case of anything you get there, you should be able to understand how they operate so you don't go against and end up angering somebody unknowingly. So let's just talk about the Bagisu people and their culture. So, if you're somebody who often travels, because Mbale is just very near here, and I think Bugisu land begins even before you reach Mbale. So the Bugisu people, or they're also called the Bamasaba, they inhabit, of course, the western and southern halves of Mountain Elgon, that area there. on the west, and of the mountain spreads like the fingers of a hand, with steep and narrow valleys. Of course, between them on the south, the land is broken and consists of jumble of hills jammed against a high escarpment, of course, like a crumpled, tablecloth. So the escarpment fades gradually to a plain leading away to the northeast, inhabited by the Iteso tribe. Okay, so you get the escarpment actually gradually along the plain. It's actually leading away to the northeast, inhabited by the Iteso people who are right here. So the Bagisu speaker, they also speak a dialect of the Lumasaba language called Lugisu. So most people call them the Vamasaba, but I think it's correct. So which is fully understandable by, of course, other dialects, and is also understood by the Bukusu. The Bukusu are the people that actually was living within Kenya in a town called Misiku. And they speak with a lot of ha, he, ha. So they had that, and of course it's the same with Bagisu. They have a lot of KH in there as they spell the words in their language. So ha instead of saying ka or saying ha. So the Bagisu of Amasaba undergo about their circumcision rituals. Everybody should be knowing about that. That's called the Mbalu. Okay. Yes, it's called the Mbalu. And that is exactly what takes place. And of course, the ritual is held every 2 years during August. Let's just talk a little bit about the history of the Bagisu or the Bamasaba. Let's talk about the history of the Bagisu or the Bamasaba. I'll just stop a little bit on that. We say they have a tradition of an early migration from somewhere. They assert that their ancestors were called Mundu and Sarah, whom tradition says came out of a hole in Mount Masaba, Elgon. So their early life seems to have been antisocial, almost based on the principle survival of the fittest. Okay, yeah, they are almost based on the principle. It seemed to be antisocial, survival of the fittest. So very little is so far that we know about their history, but they are known to be related to a subgroup of the Luya in Kenya. As Kenyans, and also known as the Bukusu. So the Luya in Kenya are actually the ones known as the Bukusu, and they speak related language. So they group them equally. They put them together as to be related, much as we are yet to discover that. So the Bagisu are also believed to have they have separated from the Bukusu sometime in the 19th century. The tradition claimed that they have always lived where they are throughout history and is not fashionable. Okay, that's the earliest immigrants into Bugisu area are believed to have moved into the Mount Elgon area. So during the 16th century, we see from the eastern plains, the earliest home is said to have been in the Uasin Gishu plateau of Kenya. Okay, they seem to have been an end product of the mixing of people of different origins and of course cultures, but since their language is Bantu, their predecessors should have been Bantu speakers as well. Okay, so just looking at a little bit on their political setup, the Bagisu have a loose political structure based on clans. Every clan had an elder elder known as Omwami Wesikoka, okay, chief of the clan. So these men were chosen on the basis of age and wealth. They were responsible for maintaining law and order. So if you are not wealthy, if you are not wealthy, and if you're not elderly, you wouldn't expect to be the next Omwami Wesikoka, or the chief of a clan. Okay, and unity and the continuity of the clan, they were also responsible for keeping and maintaining the cultural values of the clan, and for making sacrifices to the ancestral spirits. So often stronger chiefs would extend their influence to other clans, but not chief managed to no chief managed to subdue other clans into one single political entity. So other important figures in Bugisu include, of course, by the time included the rain makers and the sorcerers. If you know what I'm talking about, sorcerers are typically witch doctors, in order to put it to a language that you can understand. And the rainmakers are people that use witchcraft to create rain. So other important figures in Bugisu included the rainmakers and the sorcerers. Sorcerers, actually, to describe the word, is people who use magical powers, especially for destructive or harmful activities to harm others. So you know that this actually does exist within their political structure and throughout their history. So we look at another ritual that they have here, which is circumcision. One of the unique social customs of the Bagisu is male circumcision, and we know about the Kadodi. How many times have you ever followed Kadodi? By the time we were kids, some of these things would drive us very far away from home, and making your way back, you could actually end up getting hit by the rain along the way very seriously, and by the time you get home, you are frozen. You can't actually walk smoothly. Okay? So the actual origin of this practice is mysterious even among the Bagisu themselves. One tradition states that it originated from the demand by the Bampa, that is the Kalenjin, when Masaba, okay, the Bagisu hero ancestor, wanted to marry a Kalenjin girl. Another tradition claims that the first person to be circumcised had a complication with his sexual organ, and that circumcision stated as a surgical operation to save the man's life. So there is yet another story that the first person to be circumcised had it done as a punishment for seducing other people's wives. Okay? So you seduce other people's wives, be careful, you just might get circumcised. And then we had another one. Legend states that is it was decided as partially castrate himself by way of circumcision. And then when he recovered, he resumed his former practices, and rumor went around that he had become excellent at what he was doing. So in order to complete favorably, other men decide to circumcise also. Okay, so the Bagisu are a highly superstitious people. Okay. Yeah, we also know them for being superstitious. Before circumcision, and initiate is administered with a certain herb called itianyi. Its purpose is to arouse interest in circumcision within the candidate. Okay? So if you know about itianyi, if they actually rub it on you, it arouses the interest in circumcision within the candidate. Often the itianyi is tied round the initiate's big toe, or it is put in such a place where he might jump over it unaware. Okay. It is also believed that if the candidate who has taken the itianyi is delayed or hindered from being circumcised, he might end up circumcising himself, as his own mind is said to be so much stimulated towards circumcision that no other thing can distract him. Circumcision among the Bagisu occurs, but it occurs actually biannually during leap years. Okay. Yes. So every male has to perform the ritual upon reaching puberty. Okay. Those who abscond are hunted down and forcefully and scornfully circumcised. Okay. Before the day of circumcision, of course, the initiates are turned up by having them walk and dance around the villages for 3 days. This is what we call kadodi, the kadodi time. So we get them to walk and dance around and play some nice drums right there. So most of the kids can try to follow this music wherever it's going, until you find yourself in a rare village, just like I talked about earlier. And this is a rainy season, so if you try that this season, you just might end up getting trapped by the rain somewhere that you don't understand. And if you force your way back, you'll end up getting showered by the rain. By the time you reach home, you may not be able to walk. All your body will be frozen into ice. So their heads are, sprinkled with cassava flour, and of course painted with malua yeast. They are painted with marua yeast, so that it's actually, they appear like the person. I think this is to show that this is the exact person to be circumcised. So their relatives dance with them, and there is so much drumming and singing. So by the girls also have a part to play, and there is the girls' part is simple. Girls, especially the sisters of the initiates, enthusiastically take part, of course, in the procession. It is believed that once a boy is circumcised, he becomes a true mugisu and a mature person. Yeah? And uncircumcised person is known as omusinde, or musinde, just like that. The circumcision operation on each initiate is pretty fast. The circumciser and his assistant, they move around performing the ritual as appropriate. The assistant circumciser pulls the foreskin, and of course the circumciser cuts it off. The circumciser goes, of course, further and cuts from cuts at the layers which is believed to develop into another top cover for it, which is not removed. So the circumciser proceeds and cuts off a certain muscle on the lower part of the man's and then these 3 cuttings into the circumcision ritual. These 3 cuttings actually end the circumcision ritual. And so let's see what happens after circumcision. So the initiate is made to sit down on a stool, and he's then wrapped in a piece of cloth. After that, he's taken to his father's house and made to move around the house before entering it for 3 days. The initiate is not allowed to eat with his hands. He's fed. They say that it is because he's not yet fully initiated into manhood. So after 3 days, the circumciser is invited to perform the ritual of washing the initiate's hands. It is after this ritual that the initiate can eat with his hands on the same day. So the initiate is declared a man. It is then that custom that allows him to marry during the ceremony the initiate is instructed on the duties and demands of manhood. So he's informed in addition that agriculture is very important and advised to always behave like a man. It is believed that the healing of the cats depends on how many goats have been slaughtered during the initiate circumcision. So after healing, a ritual is performed, and all the new initiates in the locality have to attend. So the ritual is called the Iremba. It is an important occasion which all the village people and these days even government officials attend during ritual proceedings. So the initiate could pick any girl and of his choice. So the girl was not supposed to refuse. It is believed that if she refused, she would never have children when she got married. So this poses problems of Christian females. If they are chosen previously, circumcision was done in specific enclosures, and only the initiates and the circumciser were allowed in. So the rest of the congregation would just wait and listen from outside the enclosure. Today, however, all people are allowed to watch the whole process, and firmness, the end, and courageous endurance on the part of initiate is appreciated as a sign of bravery. So that's today, to just had to tap a little on the Bagisu culture, people in our culture and lifestyle, and of course that is kind of like the circumcision part, and you just got to know how they operate in Mount Elgon and along the slopes. That is the area where they reside, and as you slope down towards northeast of Mount Elgon, that is where the Iteso people reside. That is near around our area. As you know, here we are close to Mbale, and of course we are still along the slopes of Mount Elgon and the northeast area. Okay, that was our culture and lifestyle.
Culture and lifestyle on the Ridddim Up Show. Mama Bukedea Radio, 102.1 FM.
Let's go in for a short commercial break, and then when we come back, we are having something great for you today here. Don't you touch your dial. We still, it's about 25 minutes to the top of the hour. We are going all the way till 1 p.m. with lots of great music and lots of great stuff to talk about. Until then, my name is Michael Kemy, and this is Mama Bukedea Radio, the voice of the East.
Mama Bukedea Radio. Hey, this is 102.1 FM. Mama Bukedea.
She's so beautiful. I'm Mr. Papa, some other governor. Ayaungia Muto, yo, that's Uganda. This is boy Roddy Governor.
Hey, what's up? It's your boy Big Benjamin Prince, aka the rap Emorimor, aka born in Kumi, raised in Kampala.
Yango kusechama na Riongo Michael loko cheka sub county. Upinene so Mama Bukedea. Utemu kerelo cheka. We love Mama Bukedea.
We are online at www.mamabukedeafm.co.ug. Facebook hashtag Mama Bukedea 102.1 FM. On Twitter at Mama Bukedea FM 102.1 FM. Mama Bukedea
Champions Inoma Kitayes Abonge wapira loka UEFA Champions League Abuleka kusuli minasiyesi Kizabeta Marioni Eikopo Ipedorija telekari na Ipolo Aremata jo Champions Opuka chupa kona kaa mililita za kwa tauni Are mililita za kwa taka na kaa Pepsi Owanya kwapo na chokolozo soda ya telekari Igwene Justice Iredion Imopirane soda ya katishas kanepe kanen Ipedori bobojo atuko kina chokoloni Wadikaunete Kiror Messi Poko baka Sancho Kanwa telekari ilu kumina kaisa kanyi kanepe kanen Kaneje dipote dioloka Pepsi Omata Champions kanwadu munarengu na telekari Isirigino de paldosi milioni na kwa takanyari kanepe kaneni kana na kineta Pepsi nesa ganitoloka UEFA Champions League
Pepsi for the love of it.
Mitutu bitae kisa tupakitai
Waiter, wala kitu hali materekere
Okay, nyapi maziko
Ideke ala kara
Okay, ila kalakara
Ala kara yesima
telu kata kami atomo mun terike ofichelu utaso
imatelu alakara nesoma taika desike etanga usi elatana echichikwa enyaitile chai emulonda raibona tetadoke lwalakara nesebule tegobo iboro ni mari tokuju otomo tia la jokonoi orukaro gwele chupa la lakara otomo milimita sakwa tauni ojata kadi vitamins sui imatelu alakara nesena ikinete kinyokone osoro waila angoro na ikina epodi tirishara omom kana ikina pala lo waila angoro muke bonese pressure asthma osoro alsas akojo kai candida syphilis adekani ngalur kadade kasina cheno edira unoso tomo mukule ongesa kini matelu alakara osirigine lukumeti bon
imatelu alakara kesebe kitai neja situngale dekasi kaluma medekasi da ido isomaite mugati da idumanje okesi oyapesi la poron neja obugalo mbale araibo atentu kechini tebekina orwadai orotalo piro obugalo soroti inome simoto monaba enoti kanyari kanyuni wongon iuni enoti kanyape arebonat enoti kanyari kanyuni kany idiope kanyape idiope uni kanyuni osodi enoti kanyari kanyare idiope kanyangon idiope ikanyare iuni imaten wala kara ogwel ijangak eroke mata
mami twanyare apupenen listen to Uganda usalama drama kangine sabiti isantom nadio tonsantom narelo atibong kosodi angine unie esaido pelo atibong koya untejo Wizards Foundation eruchokina kedatu kona nitijete corruption ko Uganda igangite GIZ nepepe ipedra itije corruption.
Helen Academy Nursery Day and Boarding School is founded on Christian values as in Luke chapter 2 verse 52. The school has modern teaching and learning aid geared at laying strong foundation for scientists. They also have staff quarters, well-trained and qualified staff, a conducive learning environment, green in nature, well-built structures, piped water, proper lighting with a solar system. The school has a boarding facility for both boys and girls. It is fenced with a permanent gate and security personnel guarding the school 24 hours. It also has a television for current affairs for both staff and children. Helen Academy Nursery is located in Kachabule Rockview Cell in Bukedea District along Kamacha Road, 1.5 kilometers from Bukedea Town. Registration is ongoing at the school premises from Monday to Friday, 8 a.m. to 4 p.m. from nursery to primary 7. For more info, please call 0774 517 790 or 0774 517 791. Helen Academy Nursery Day and Boarding School, building a bright future.
That's it. This is 102.1 FM, Mama Bukedea. Taking the East by storm, Mama is in town. 102.1 FM, Mama Bukedea.
Magiri charo tamakwa pana kabira lusa eteke papa ajasi kadacho kabira lusa kiwanyo choma giri charo tamakwa pana kabira lusa eteke papa ajasi kadacho kabira lusa nitami toriche business tamakwa pana Kira business mami kero muron Eja seja tunga kopana bakira business Olesa tunga na muron Oma mecheni bonebe Velo sine seja tokisho Oma mecheni bonebe Veterine sine sikwa tokisho Eke osita nani sita wakot Inyobe bongo kinicho na cheka Eke usita na wisita kwesitunga Kinyo bibo mokini jana teka Eke usita na wisita wakoni At the end you are the loser Kiwanyo juma kirije charo tamakwa pana Eka biya loser Eteke papa ejasi kadacho Eka biya loser Kiwanyo juma kirije charo tamakwa pana Eka biya loser Eteke papa ejasi kadacho Eka biya loser kecha uteno toma papa no na cheka Imamila somuran Omone jay papa Ari wanyo jo Bagiri jari yabotoma papa na Imamila somuran Omone jay papa Ari wanyo jo Beno moteka yasi Imamila somuran Omone jay papa Never be a loser, Papa is the solution. You never be a loser. Yes, you is a solution. Not a matter of fun. Bless the eyes of the nation of time. You want me to make it a charo to my guapana. Never be a loser. Edeke Papa, a Jessica Dacho. Never be a loser. Makiri charo tama guapana never be a loser. Edeke papa ejasi kadajo never be a loser. We are the Sonali Giants. Yes, Isaac and George Bass. We are the personally giants, Sonal Pro and the beats. Araide kwenata karijo fanya kazi maisha ni lako fanya kazi Araide kwenata karijo fanya kazi maisha ni lako fanya kazi Toma kwa nalo stenga rene ribora ute Ikoto jainyam, ikoto jasom, ikoto jaipung, ikoto jasom, idumuni jitunga mame koto sasom, konyo koto sainyam, idumuni jolo che mame koto som, konyo koto aigwom, just basi mame ngapodo, ajangelo pasom, amini bori soma ijo, isimare nedenge. Araide kwenata tarijo fanya kazi maisha ni lako fanya kazi Araide kwenata tarijo fanya kazi maisha ni lako fanya kazi Etukitu ngote makopana Ichakije boda boda ebake vichana jondoi Irai Jakorian, eba kebi chana chanoi. Mama jene tebene pende ni mana joto makopana. Unacheka, utamosa mukoni ei. Isomai nipika kitete kengere, isirere ni tedeke. Inarene pende ni toshumaji biwe, nipende ni tanya maje konikana. Mami podo na teka isomaje lope, aradika na tari. Fanya kazi, just boxi, dunia ni ngumu sana. Bwana Yesu wewe ndo tegemeo ya maisha. Hakuna mwingine wapapo kuingara kinengo toma kopana. Ona ikinenga titi, asomenga somuhapa. Toma kopana lo stenga rene ribora ute. Ikoto jainyam, ikoto jason, ikoto jaipu, ikoto jason, Araide kwenata tarijo fanya kazi maisha ni lako fanya kazi Araide kwenata tarijo fanya kazi maisha ni lako fanya kazi fanya kazi fanya kazi fanya kazi
listening into 102.1 Mama Bukedea Radio, the voice of the East.
Yes, you're listening into 102.1 Mama Bukedea Radio, the voice of the East. And of course, just like I told you earlier, we are going to be hosting somebody here in the studios. And guess what? They have just arrived, and guess what we have here? We are going to be talking a lot about, music and, let's talk about a little bit about film today. And so, what's your name again? Lookline.
Yeah.
Hey, Lookline, how are you?
I'm fine. Yeah.
Yes, how are you doing today?
I'm cool.
You're fine?
Yeah.
And which other names do you use that people could be knowing you?
People could be knowing
for?
me. I use Blessed Isaac as my name.
Yes.
In the musical apartment. Then the other side of production, I'm called Lockline Films International, because I do East Africa in general.
So you do mainly film?
I do film and music, and the same song which has just gone, this other song we have been listening to is one of my songs, collab between me and Joss Bucks.
Yes.
That's why we hear that name, Blessed Isaac, in it.
Yes.
Yeah.
So I've been watching, actually was going through the video as it was playing.
Yeah, and all my songs are videos, in fact. Yeah.
Of course, when you shoot videos, then the first person you want to shoot a video for is none other than yourself.
Yeah.
So I guess that's the reason for you to have all these videos for all your songs. How many songs do you have so far?
I have around 15 songs. Just that because I've not been serious in the field, I've been in that side of Nairobi.
Yes.
So when I came back to Uganda, that's when I started looking at the promotion of the songs. Because right now I'm having other projects which are currently new, and I brought it in a new branded style of Lingala style in Ateso.
Yes.
Ridddim, yeah. So currently the songs are hitting, and I'm have the latest song is called the Esawa. Emamene Jene Esawa.
Emamene Jene Esawa.
Yesu Christo, yeah.
It's a gospel song. You do mostly gospel music, right?
Yeah, mostly do gospel music. That's why I changed my name to Blessed Isaac. But initially I was called Mr. Luke.
Okay.
Yeah, people used to know Mr. Luke, but the very Mr. Luke has changed to Blessed Isaac because now I'm dealing with the gospel music.
Yeah, gospel music. Because when I listened to this music, the first one that played was a gospel song.
Yeah.
The second one that played was talking about kazi, fanya kazi.
Fanya kazi is mix. It's a fusion between gospel and secular.
Yeah. So I'm seeing another one here, Olacha Kesi.
Olacha Kesi is one of the latest video I've just released, but the song was done in 2014.
Okay.
Yeah.
So this one is purely gospel, and it's more like...
Yeah, that's purely gospel. It's one of the Lingala vibe.
Yeah, it has a Lingala vibe. At least this one we can kunyenya corner to it,
and
because
the latest one also has a kunyenya in it, because Lingala vibe in it.
Okay.
Yeah.
It has Lingala in it as well.
These other ones have a part of Lingala called Rumba, and this other Lingala version which we know as Lingala in Uganda.
Yes.
That side of Congo.
Okay.
Yeah.
So far, when did you start recording videos, music videos especially?
Basically, when we talk as video production, because I started recording videos, I've done top artists now, like you have videos, I've dealt with Vinny Ganta, then I have King Michael. In fact, I still have more projects with the King Michael, and my starting of video production was around 2014.
Yes.
Yeah. So I started it from Kumi before I went to Kampala.
Yes.
By then I was working on those guys like Opokomere, like those guys from Triple J. In fact, I'm the one who brought Triple J on the scene. We did a song called The Neighbor. That was his first video, and I'm the one who brought him on the scene.
Yes.
The Neighbor song, yeah. That's the time I had started the production.
Okay.
Yeah.
A Neighbor. So that is for Triple J?
That's for Triple J. By then, when I just started the production, I started up with those of Triple J with some other artists from like Opokomere, those guys from that side of Komi.
Yes.
Red Wine, we had the song, I've forgotten the song, but with Red Wine, Opokomere with the other artists around.
Okay.
Yeah.
So, okay, I see we have, you've really done lots of great videos. And how many videos do you think you have done so far?
The videos are uncountable because I've done for Western Uganda, then Western Nile, Northern, Then I've done in Nairobi. Now counting them, it's quite a little bit hard because I have a lot of projects that I've done. But majorly the hitting songs like I've done in that side of Nairobi, I've done for guys like Hyrax. Then in Uganda, the top artists I've later dealt with the King Michael, then
Yes.
Ganta, and other artists also coming on the scene. The top artists like Inspector Omugutufu is one of the top artists
Inspector
in Kampala.
Ogumutufu.
Yeah, from Kampala.
Yes.
Yeah, those are guys I've done so far. Then David King, the top gospel artist in Uganda. I'm the one who shoots the current video. In fact, I've shot like 7 videos of them in the current album.
Okay.
Those ones from Western Uganda, but he's one of the renowned gospel artists in Uganda. Then there is this Karo Chambala, also the top gospel artist, the one you know who sang Nyambula song. I'm the one who's dealing with our video production currently. Then plus other top gospel artists from Bali.
Oh, gospel
Then
artists.
also around in Iteso, I've looked at guys like Shaggy Fox. I've done him with latest gospel. Then plus other secular music around.
Yes, I actually watched those videos. We actually premiered it here.
Yeah. Then
so
there is
it's
Simple
good to meet
Joan.
you for the first time.
Yeah.
Yes, and just to find out, as a video editor, whose work do you admire, and for why do you admire?
The work I've admired is from one of the ladies from Western Uganda. She's called Immaculate from Igime family.
Yes.
She spent like 1.5 million just to hire the venue that I shot the video, plus expenses went up to 2 million. Just hiring the venue before looking at the cost on my side. By the time the video came out, I was like, wow, this is great work that I've done.
Okay, so what kind of venue was that?
That was called the Eco Gardens in that Western Uganda in Hoima. Is one of the expensive places in Hoima where the white, Hoima is now oily city and where people are looking at such stuff. So they are as well expensive hotels to such a way they pay in dollars.
Yes.
Yeah.
Okay. What project are you most proud of all your creations, and why?
All my creation, in 2017 I was proud of King Michael's project because that one was under law project.
Yes.
But right now I'm proud with the project of I'm looking at the project of Inspector Mutu, one of the top artist rapper in Kampala. It's one of the top. Then in Iteso I have of course Shaggy Fox and Simple Joan.
Yes.
Yeah.
Okay, that sounds great. Just one more for you here. Let's go. How do you stay up to date on the latest video editing tools? I don't know what tools you're using, but how do you stay up to date with the latest video editing, including softwares and of course hardware material and stuff like
when
that?
you're in Kampala, you're always updated. Now, like for us in Kampala, we use the latest production program. We know the sort of cameras you can use on a specific artist. And with the video production changes every month, not even every year. Program come here and here. That's why you find that when we do, even you give me a product camera from this side, I can do something great because of the software that I use.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay, that sounds good.
Yeah.
Let's just check out. I kind of like this Lingala song because it has that dance element in it.
Yeah.
So how do you deal with okay, maybe let's just say if you are if you are like a full-time video editor, so what do you think is the most important role in the video editors plays in the dramas?
The video editors to play in the drama of the song. Now like you look at the artist has finished the part of the composition, he has done his part. So now that's why we call ourselves directors. So you have to direct the artist to the standing positions and how the song is supposed to be directed, because you are the one now to direct the final touch.
Yeah, like
he
I know.
may come in the field while he's not aware of what's going on in the video.
Exactly.
You have to demonstrate that portrait, that picture of the video, like matching, rhyming the video with the song.
Yes.
It's just not a matter of waking up one day and you say I'm going to the field and start shooting the video without rhyming the song with the video.
Okay, like I know in some other
great concept.
Some other fellas probably operate differently, but is it the video editor who's also called the video director, or there's a difference between the two? The two are two totally separate people.
Now there are video directors who are specifically meant for video direction, but now in Uganda people now, I don't know, they have joined the professionalities. For them, they decided to unite one person covering all that. Because now where the director was supposed to handle the video shoot at the same time as the director. So now like me and mostly the people in Uganda, video directors from Uganda like Shasha Vibe and those top other producers like us, we always shoot video. We are the same people who direct. We are the same people who edit. We are the same people who produce out the work which comes out to the public.
So it's more like a job for one person almost.
A job for one person because to avoid expenses. Now you see now like for me I moved all the country. Currently I'm doing the Eastern tour. I'm in Teso. So briefly I will be leaving Teso. When I look at the cost of transporting and accommodating all the people you're supposed to move with, it's better always to deal up with the same. You can do the directing, you can do the editing, you can do everything.
You can take care of your equipment. You can handle the camera and you do all that work in the field.
That's how we do. Like right now I'm from Matenga to the lakeside shooting. So we are just back here.
Okay, so so far how many videos have you created since the time you started?
Since I've started, of course I've answered you that question before that I can't. It's uncountable.
It's uncountable.
Like I cannot count. If I'm to count,
but you can give me a rough estimate
the rough
of
estimate
the
can
number.
go to around 800
videos.
Yeah.
Wow, that's such a great number.
In a different district, because when I look at Western Nile, it can go like to 100 and something. Then you go to Western Uganda, it can go to 400. Then you go to Nairobi, then Kisumu, those parts in Kenya. Then when you come to Uganda generally, in Uganda in general, then I can count around 700 videos that I've shot so far.
Wow, that's good.
Yeah.
So let's just listen to this gospel track that's playing right here.
Okay,
or possibly let's pick up a few callers that have a few things to ask you about before we can.
Before we go to the callers tune, because some of them they are not aware that I'm a musician. I'm called Blessed Isaac.
Yes.
And most people must be knowing who's Blessed Isaac. Yeah. I'm the son to Medium Florence, and I'm born from Bukedea.
Yes.
Yeah. So that's before they make calls, they should know that I'm born from Bukedea.
Yes, a related sort. I think yes.
Malera.
So you're from Kachonga, Malera.
Yeah, Kachonga, Malera.
Okay, you can call us live online, and that's on 0785-251-992. And then you can just, have one or two things to say about the video editor that we have in the studios today. That's Look Line. You said now you're called Blessed
Isaac on the
Blessed Isaac
section. Yeah.
All right, we have somebody online here. Hello. Yes, you're live on Mama. What's your name? Where are you coming from? Yoganoi. Evo. Evo. Hey. Evo. Okay, that's good. You've got that one. You'll have respond to that.
Got, yeah.
Hello. Hello.
No, Mike.
Yes. Yes, Deke Nyakoi. Okay, let's just take two more callers because of time. Hello.
Hello.
Yes, you're live on Mama. What's your name? Where are you calling from? Yes.
Yeah, I'm not just in full scene.
Yeah, Topolotete, so we give them a vision, inspiring more people to become gospel artists.
Yes.
Yalama.
Yes, you're live on Mama. What's your name? Where are you calling from?
I'm calling from Common.
Yes.
Oh, Nacheka Yalama Noi. Yalama Noi supporting a Blessed Isaac.
Boy ataita konye.
Yeah, ya alama naona cheka.
Okay, Blessed Isaac is in the house, and we can only take 4 callers because time has already caught up with us. So you can answer to those phone calls. The first person was talking about musician having great music, singing gospel, but their hairstyle doesn't seem to, and their lifestyle doesn't seem to match with exactly what the music talks about.
Sometimes we always despise the artist. Me no discouraging an artist. Sometimes the kota dolo kine 20 individually kada bodo the radio nature is running now. You tell your exodus I'm just case like opinga kwi artist from out like in Kenya ejetunga chipaini tima kada bodo ichi yake serasi sachula musicians ikrossing etu na limonoki na kiredeke opu wainare ijeni boda ijenjo kanisa. When you're in the church, your day business after the church, which means that this is part of the business. It feels like a cotton or that making it tungala ilo. When you get to an era me gospel, a kepo kelo monito tomotauke. Mami, nare when you jo apara. If you look at the Bible, Jesus Christ shared with the sinners. And from there, according to one who sings like this, iteja rasta ngon. Ilimuja mama girti tunga torona rebe echipite 20 timora me gospel. So from there is when someone learns. One time ule echipite timona when you better run smart. Nare because your comments are very vital to them. Mama ebeta jare munu ne comments jane twene be akotanya tera me gospel konya echipite ngitimanu nese isumikitenga somboro kanu kwa na kwen. So when you keep on pushing such message to people who are doing such great stuff, they will change. Nare mameto there's no man who's an island ebeti tungajo lakin katenga wamangalo pero rasta renga simple guy mamenge dreads konya supporting ato on dreads ekona tiboro kangu nare that's the way out. We shall manage because what we want from the person to portray the message to the public. Yeah, better share doli kini kese messaging on kape gospel artists. We are going to look into it. Send to Noelo Malera no one idea kangon. It's a very great idea.
Okay. Yeah. And that is your answer to the listeners. And of course, today in the studios, it's Michael Kemy, and I'm here with Blessed Isaac, who's also running Lookline Films. And then, of course, we have been talking about a lot. You say you've shot a lot of videos, about 800 videos. And recently we premiered, that was last week, we were premiering Shaggy Fox's new video. 2 videos, New video. There was one that was called, that was the first one, but last week we premiered Love Double. Yes. So just one message to the listener before you're out of the studios, because looks like our time is up.
Yeah. Okay. I don't know. So now my last words to the people out there, Ikatunga Ramate Gospel, let's inspire, because if I was not inspired by people around, then I would be a different person. Apollo Ntengoto Mokala le Gospel, Komale Rangina Kachonga, Nemina Tatari Tungedeke, Arengo PAG, Ajasi tungang perakapo no mama ika ngunu kere minase deke no Itiakata Solomon kadabodi tunga no kachonga nin eminasi tunge deke noi. So I was inspired from the village. Nesiteja raming a gospel ton kopana mama mo repera mami bo repera piko rengonare. I've moved with the people, very many people. I deal with very many people. Janwe master jaye ajasini got it koya me mga perora janwe master jono tona amerikina ipung konya. I always manage to be with them because the background. So on it so isoma oni iborene bakebe gospel music isoma one gospel music noi agweta ona inspiring idwenu pontoso kawo ajene bere gospel nare kopana danga asoma one survey nara lost time on Uganda kere western eastern kada northern. If you go there asking for local line a general ngini boy city kere iloto jokapo western. I mean asitunge dekene gospel artists are the ones leading kesedomo nenti kapuno no ipunoi because adomo ni kapuno gospel mamera ba no adomo ni kapuno, but we are doing it to push our work. Itumo janga bunini jeja lipiten kapuna ni jijo ara akot abikatenge show nara akotenge go itunga pono right endinga. It's not because of me, it's to push my work to the next level. Teteroni pedora inspiring the coming generation ojente be mina sita sonyo edeke. When inspire people, many people like me will come up ara de lot to talk Kenya ara de lot to tell better salaki ni kade de kotomoto because the foundation is from down. A foundation element of up So nesino akoda limo kinate kerebe, let's inspire the coming generation. Kada boda mera looking at gospel born eja siteso kopana bero region sino alosta okerete so bere kopana just message song. Namera temarebe secular people, let's don't blame secular people. They are doing great. Young secular people no anga utoskopane message otoma tutubet. Mam around ite music kereni general, but let's focus on the gospel and wanga on a full generation. Tetere muache ijione at our old age. Let our kid be able to support us, but let us not look at them on negative. We look at them on a positive ways.
Yes. Yeah. All right. So you say let's encourage the music and let's encourage the music to go.
Music, message music and gospel music.
All right. Our time doesn't seem to allow us to continue really long, but it looks like we have come to 7 minutes past the hour of 1 p.m. And now I'd like to thank you all for being there, listening into the show, and everybody who's been tuned in. And from the time we started, that was 10 a.m. And all the great listeners that enjoy all this rhythm kind of music. This is how we do it every Sunday. At least we have one person to host in the studios here and have you talk about a few things in the entertainment industry, left and right. We shall continue doing this every Sunday. Until then, my name is Michael Kemy, and of course this is how we do it on the Ridddim Up. Until then, you're locked onto Mama Bukedea Radio, the voice of the East. The youth chat is up next, but there's also lots of great music for you. After that, more the drama will be coming up, and then you will have other programs coming up on your station. So don't you dare touch your dial. Until then, have a great afternoon.
Mama loves you. Don't forget that. 102.1 FM. Keep it locked.
What's up? Bless the Isaac.
RNG! What you have? She just tasted the new Mirinda orange.
What?
It's so good it makes it go ORNG.
Really?
Yep, there's something amazing that happens when you taste the new Mirinda orange.
Okay.
First, you feel the bubbly, buzzing sensation on your lips.
Wow.
Then your taste buds come alive.
And
you get lost in a world of flavorful, fizzy orange goodness.
That's cool.
The orange is more orange. The flavor is more flavor. The fun is more fun. Woohoo! So zesty, so bubbly, so orangey. New Mirinda Orange. You had to try it.
Tofa! Quick sit. That's my wife. Every time I lose tile falls, she goes like, quick sit. It's too annoying when I step on a tile and it makes this noise. But still, my wife goes like, Tofa! Quick sit. I was too furious to find out what this quick sit was. And guess what? It's a tile adhesive. Worry no more about loose tiles. Quickset Tile Adhesive is the solution. With our new triple strength formula, the bond is tight. Find it in all our stores and the nearest hardware around the country. Quickset, tasted and proven.
Hey, fresh hits for Uganda, only on 102.1 FM. Your mama.
We are giving as Apollon Jamu of Kotio Kot. And we know music as Apollon Obore of Malera. Hey, you can call us beautiful people, 102.1 FM. Mama Bukedea.
Akuna minna kene tinga jai chuto chupa ikoto jomo nile gwana kine chupa chupa yina kimo jala kina badanda badal si bana jama moja minna babege to you dull like again me no get to you boys them are really got to really love girl better know that you are the best one and the finest one every night and day girl I wanna show you love full overdose boom get up downtown the boy in the get bada but you can better just special high I wanna to girl I me go Rolex, oh, carry the Rolex, oh, carry the Rolex, oh, carry the Rolex.